Good morning. I am Jahara Emily Borja from BS Cream 2 Block A. Today, we will tackle about light and sensitized materials. So what is light? Light is an electromagnetic wave that cannot be seen in our naked eye. Light is kanang kahayag nga dili detected sa mata sa tao tungod sa fact nga it comes with many colors. Photographic rays. Visible light. Its wavelength is from 400 to 700 millimicrons. These are those light that ang human eye kay pwede siya makadetect or makaperceive. Principles of light. Reflection. The rebounding to deflection of light as it hits a surface. So, it is called reflection when the light bounces sa usa ka object. Mahitabo na siya if ang surface is smooth and shiny. Ang example kay glass, water, and polished metal. So, B. Absorption. Light is absorbed by different substances, much as water is taken upon by a sponge. So it is called absorption when the light is absorbed and converted into energy. Example kay the process of photosynthesis in plants. Transmission. Light can be transmitted or passed through transparent or translucent substances. So, transmission occurs when light passes through a surface. Ato ni siyang ma-witness with materials like glass or clear plastics. So, light has characteristics: intensity, color, quality, and direction. So, what is intensity? It refers to the amount of light falling on an object. So, it refers as a rate or sukdanan of how much light spreads over a surface at given area. Magbary ang intensity sa distance sa source o sa power sa source. So, color. It depends on the size of the wavelength and the visible spectrum. So, ang light, it is made of wavelength, and kada wavelength, dapat siya particular ng mga color. Quality. It refers to the harshness and the softness of light. So, about lang ang quality, about lang siya sa softness o sa harshness o sa kahayag or sa light. Direction. Given with difference to the camera subject axis. It is an imaginary line thrown from the camera to the subject. So it creates a sense of shape and texture of an image. So under photographic rays, there's ultraviolet light. So what is ultraviolet light? Its wavelength varies from 200 to 400 millimicrons. Gamitin siya when we are photographing fingerprints, documents that are titled in chemical or mag-detect og mga secret writings. So under photographic rays, there's infrared light. Its wavelength is from 700 to 800 millimicrons. Gamitin na siya in documents that are dirty or nasunog or blackout photography. X-rays, wavelength from 10 to 30 millimicrons. So, light has two sources, the natural and artificial light. So, what is natural light? Natural light are those light that is created by the creator of heaven and earth, while artificial light are those light created by man. Natural light, or the classification of daylight. Bright sunlight. Bright sunlight, the subjects will produce a strong shadow. Objects in open space appear glossy or bright, and the colors are saturated. The objects in open space cast shadows which one deep and uniform in shade. B. Hazy light, obscured by light clouds and the intensity of the direct light falling on object on open space is disease. So, ang timana lang nato sa hazy light it is obscured by light clouds. Dull light, obscured by heavy clouds, atmospheric moisture, dust, and atmospheric moisture, dust, and serial haze, no direct sunlight, teach objects in open space. So artificial light, photographic lamp, is also known as reflectionalized light or spotlight. This type of lamp is used to reflect or to focus the light on the subjects. The lifespan of this light is 7 to 8 hours, with its wavelength of 500 watts. So, it is known as reflectionalized or spotlight. Kanina lamp kay ginagamit siya as a reflection sa usa ka butang or mag-photograph ka kung i-focus nimo ang light sa usa ka subject. Flash bulbs are electrical lamps as they generate lights by the rapid combustion of metal and oxygen. So it is an electrical lamp. It can only be used to produce a brief and bright flash for taking photographs. Electronic flash produces light by instantaneous electrical discharges between two electrodes and a gas-filtered glass valve. Fluorescent lamp are those tube lamps wherein the walls are coated by materials capable of fluorescence. Both ends have terminal and commonly mounted into a holder that serves as a reflection. Infrared lamp, a special type of artificial light that is capable of producing infrared radiation. This type of bulb is useful in photographing the objects or subjects at dark. So kani siya is made up of man because artificial light man siya. It produces infrared radiation and useful sab kayo siya when we are photographing objects or subjects nga naa sa ngit-ngit or sa mga dark places. Ultraviolet lamp. It is a gas lamp burning disulfide vapor in a oxygen or nitrate oxide, which is common to dark light. So, continuous radiation. Incandescent lamps, fluorescent lamps, photo flat, and etc. Short radiation. Chemical flash like flash bulb and electronic flash. So, there are primary colors. So, unsa ba niya mga primary colors? So, muna siya ang blue, green, and red. Napod siya yung mga secondary colors or ginamix na siya into two colors. So, what are these? Blue plus green equals cyan. Green plus red equals yellow. And blue plus red equals magenta. So, proceed to dito sa atong second topic, which is sensitized materials. So, two kinds of surface sensitive to light. The film that produces the negative after the chemical development, and the photographic paper that produces photograph or positive print after the printing and chemical development process. So, film. What is film? Film is light-sensitive materials that contains minute grain or silver halide suspended in animal gelatin and coated in celluloid material with a thickness measure about 0.005 inch or 0.127 millimeter. So now, let us tackle black and white film structure. In black and white film structure, there is emulsion protective layer. What is emulsion protective layer? It is a thin layer of gelatin that serves to protect the light-sensitive emulsion, helps to prevent scratches on the emulsion. So, it is a thin layer sa gelatin na mag-serve siya as a protection gikan sa sensitive emulsion, and also it prevents scratches on emulsion. Emulsion, a layer of gelatin containing light-sensitive crystals of silver halides or compounds which during development turn back in proportion of exposure they have received. So, emulsion is a light-sensitive coatings sa usa ka film nga made up sa grains of micron-sized silver or bromide crystals. So, saving and adhesive, a special gelatin that adhere the emulsion to the support. So, nifish siya ni layer sa gelatin which the material, which is the material na makahelp sa emulsion to adhere sa base. Base support is a strong, flexible support upon which the other film layers are coated. Materials on which the emulsion lies. So, ang base support, it is the material on which the emulsion lies. Second, adhesive layer bonds to the anti-halation backing. What is anti-halation backing? It is a coating that contains dye which is dissolved by fixer during developing process. So let's proceed to modern color film structure. So hard gelatin coats. It is the top to insulate the emulsion against scratches. Blue sensitive emulsion. It records the image and value of blue. Yellow filter. It is made of colloidal silver that does not record an image but absorbs any blue light rays lacking beyond the blue layer. Green sensitive emulsion registers a latent image in the values of green. Image contrast. It is the visual ratio of different tone in an image. Under the film characteristic, there's light sensitivity. So what is light sensitivity? Light sensitivity or speed. Slow film, about 32 ASA, 15 over 10 DIN. It requires a high light level. Medium film, about 125 ASA, 22 over 10 DIN, use an average or normal light situation. So, ginagamit lang ang medium film kapag kanang bitaw sakto lang ang ihang light or kanang ang iyahang light kay kanang nasa sa normal situation. So, fast films, about 400 ASA, 27 over 10 DIN, needed when the light level is low. So, extra fast film, about 800 ASA to 30 over 10 DIN, use only the dimmest light condition or when the fastest possible shutter are necessary indicators. So, karon let us came to know what is ASA. ASA is an American Standard Association that expresses an arithmetical value, while Deutsche Industry Normen expresses an logarithmic value. ISO rating. What is ISO rating? It is an international standard organization expressed in both arithmetical value and logarithmic value. So let's proceed to grain. So unsa man ang grain? The size of the light-sensitive crystals in a film emulsion determines the grain nature of its grain. So it is a random optical texture or processed photographic film due to the presence of small particles of metallic silver. It is described as a fineness sa usa ka detalye sa usa ka film or papel na able para sa pag-capture. Resolving power. So what is resolving power? It is the capacity of the film to resolve or reproduce distinctly the lines of sharpness of detail. So ability to distinguish between two lines or points in an object or scene. Acutance, a term that describes film sharpness. It is related with the sharpness sa edge contrast of image. Packaging, sizes of films, rolls, packs, and sheets. So, photographic paper. What is photographic paper? It is a product that faithfully reverses negative film images. So, basic layers of photographic paper. Basic layers of photographic paper. Number 1, protective coating. It is made up of gelatin and protects the emulsion from abrasive scratches. Number 2, emulsion layer. It is consists of minute particles or silver halides crystals suspended in gelatin. Brightness coating gives the finished print a sharp and crisp look. Base, wood from wood pulp. Characteristics of photographic paper. Number 1, image surface. The image surface, buster, which refers to both texture and finish. Modern color film. So, what is hard gelatin coats? It is a tap to insulate the emulsion against scratches. Blue sensitive emulsion. It records the image and the value of blue. Yellow filter. It is made up of colloidal silver, does not record an image, but observes any blue light rays leaking beyond the blue layer. Grain sensitive emulsion. It registers a latent image in the value of green. Gelatin. It separates the green layer from the red. Red sensitive emulsion. It responds to the value variation and the red light rays reflected from the subject. Subbing layer. It is a gelatin glue-like gelatin. Adheres the emulsion to its supports below. Support. It provides a strong but flexible plastic base for all other components, layers, or film. Anti-halation backing. It prevents the reflection that could create halos around bright areas or the images. Film characteristics. So, sa film characteristics na color sensitivity. So, unsa man ang color sensitivity? It is the extent to which the representation of colors as shades of gray is acceptable. The most important characteristics of a film is its duration and response to the different wavelength of light sources are the spectral sensitivity. So, general types of emulsion. First is the monochromatic film. It is sensitive only to the blue-violet end of the spectrum. Second, orthochromatic film. Sensitive to all colors of the spectrum except red. So, ang gina-accept lang niya color is color red. So, di siya sensitive sa color red. And the other colors, dili siya pwede. The third one is the panchromatic film. It is sensitive to all colors that is visible, are all colors of the visible spectrum. So, wala siya, sensitive siya sa tanang colors and hindi siya acceptable sa bisan on sa colors. Infrared film. Sensitive to red rays beyond the humanly visible spectrum. Color film is a mixture of the basic colors of the visible spectrum. X-ray. Sensitive to the X-ray region of the electromagnetic spectrum. So, under film characteristic, there's image contrast. So, image contrast refers to the ability of a film to record the various degrees of gray that make up everything visible. Characteristics of photographic paper. Number 1. Image surface. The surface buster, which refers to both texture and finish. Surface wherein ang picture of points or a given plane perpendicular to the axis of an optical system. Contrast. A distinction in value from deep black through many degrees of gray to white of a highly purity. Tone. A paper with a brownish or brown-black tonality is warm, a quality that results from an emulsion derived from silver bromides. Blue-black appearing images are identified as cold. It comes from an emulsion composed of silver chloride crystals. It is the level of brightness in photograph from solid black to pure white. So what is weight? Refers to the thickness of the paper based upon which several coatings and layers are placed. So, ang weight kay itakos lang about sa kabagaon sa usa ka papel. Size. Package from 2.5 to 3.5 to 220 times 24. So, speed. It varies to the light sensitivity and ang speed is classified into two. Contact printing. What is contact printing? Contact printing serves for print in which the size of the image is precisely found in the negative. So, it is a photographic image produced from film, usually negative. Projection printing receives the image only after it has been projected through a lens for purposes or enlargement. So it is a photographic print made by projecting the image of the negative upon light sensitive paper. So the last one is the base color. So what is base color? It is the color of the paper supporting an emotion, varies from off-white through the creams and ivories to pure gleaming. So color is a paper that supports the emotion sa base from off-white pinagi sa creams and ivories to pure gleaming white. So there are three types of photographic papers. Number one is according to chemical contents. These are the chlorides papers and the bromide papers. Number two, according to contrast, from number 0 to number 3. And last one is according to physical characteristics. Weight or single double, surface or glossy, semi-matte and matte. Color, white and cream. So that is all about the sensitized materials on light.